let's go. All out of state, doing it, they never seen that. Ain't fat, don't snap your fingers, then you lean back. All out of state, doing it, they never seen that. Ain't fat, don't snap your fingers, then you lean back.
Hello and welcome back to Viti TV, the only youth show for the Fijian youth. If you'd like to be a part of the show, please call us or let us know. I'm your host, Shannon Permal. We're broadcasting from the unceded territories of the Kwantlen, Silvertooth, and Squamish nations. We're grateful for the first people of this land to let us share their sacred land and territories with non-Indigenous peoples. Happy Easter long weekend. For a lot of people, and the kids are going to be off school on Friday for Good Friday and Easter Monday. Easter is one of the most significant religious celebrations for individuals who follow Christianity. So for our viewers who are celebrating this holiday, we wish you all a happy Easter. The month of April is also known as Sikh Heritage Month. It is a month of recognition and contribution of Sikhs in Canada and all over the globe. For the community, there are two big cultural events that are coming up soon. On April 15th, the Nagar Kirtan will be taking place in Vancouver, and the Surrey one will be taking place on April 22nd. This event is where thousands of people will be lining up to join in on the festivities. No show is complete without the support of our sponsors. So if you'd like to be a sponsor for this show or any other show that we bring to you on a weekly basis, please call us at the number in our ending credits. I understand how important it is to have a place called home, and it's frustrating using your hard-earned money on rent. Vic Prasad can make you a homeowner. Get pre-approved services provided to first-time buyers and new immigrants. You can qualify for mortgage even if you have bad credit. Call Vic Prasad now on 604-306-6647. Vic Prasad is associated with Craft Mortgages Canada Incorporated.
For any kind of visa-related services, contact Milky Way Immigration, a galaxy of opportunities located at Unit 209-9547 152 Street, Surrey, BC. They have licensed immigration consultants, placement officers, and LMIA experts to meet your immigration and recruitment needs. Book one-time free consultation either on Facebook or by calling 604-396-0005. Bollywood Banquet Hall and Conference Center, located at Pile Business Center at 201-8166 128th Street in Surrey. No celebration is too small to accommodate you. They have newly renovated 2 halls to serve you, up to 1,000 guest capacity, top-notch chefs to delight you with delectable and heavenly cuisine. So just call Bollywood Banquet Hall at 604-598-2700 for your events.
Benisi Mobile Detailing Services. They offer commercial trucks, cars, SUV, boats, bikes, RVs, and much more. Just give them a call at 778-808-2859. Just give them a call at 778-808-2859 and they will do all kind of services at your home.
That being said, we are back in the studio with Shivani to talk about youth. Hello and welcome to Viti TV. I'm your director and host, Shannon Permal. Thanks for sticking around with us yet another week, and you can catch all episodes of Viti Vibes every Thursday at 10 p.m. or Sundays at 4:30 p.m. only on the Shaw Multicultural channel. You could also watch episodes that have previously aired on the Shaw Multicultural YouTube page, or past episodes are also posted on Viti Vibes YouTube page. You could also follow us on our social media accounts on Facebook and Instagram at Viti Vibes TV. With that being said, today I'm joined in the studio by none other than one of my lovely co-hosts, Shivani Naiker. So hello, Shivani.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Surviving.
Yeah, it's like that sometimes. No, I totally feel you.
Yeah.
But today we are in the studio and we are having a conversation about health. If you did not know, April is actually the month for World Health Day. So basically, the World Health Organization is celebrating this year in 2023 their 75th anniversary, as well as another World Health Day. So for those of you that don't know, World Health Day is actually aimed to increase the awareness of the significance of good health and well-being. Pretty self-explanatory, I'd say. Anything from mental health to physical health. Over the 75 years of the World Health Organization being established, they have conquered a lot of different and tackled a lot of different health issues, and continue to also reflect on other challenges that we do face coming in the future as well. So today me and Shivani are going to be talking a little bit more about that, but actually just for a little bit of I guess, context, backstory. So in 1948, countries around the world basically came together and founded the World Health Organization. And this organization basically promotes health, well-being, and keeps the world safe and serves the vulnerable. And so that way everyone, everywhere can have good health and the highest level of health and well-being. And that is something that I know we should be aiming for, the highest level of health and well-being at the present moment, right? So yeah, with that being said, now we're talking about health, and this is Shivani and I's little wellness check-in, health check-in with our viewers. We have a couple like check-in and questions. We're going to be answering them, also answer them as well as we go along. Take a second to reflect. I know a lot of the time we don't take the time to actually think about our own health as we go on, just in the midst of our busy lives and what have you. So this is a good time to reflect on that. So Shivani, with how often do you think about your own health?
Oh wow.
Just
How
generally.
often? Hardly ever, honestly. Like, I'm so worried about other things that are going on, like school, work, family, that like I kind of forget that like I have to look at myself too, and like if I don't look at myself, then like I won't be able to worry about everybody else, kind of thing. So like, it's like hardly ever.
Yeah. No, especially the worrying about everybody else. You have to be able to make sure you're functioning, right? First and foremost, functioning before you take someone else. Yeah. No, I think I'm very toxic in the sense that like I honestly don't think about my health as often as I probably should.
Yeah.
Especially being young and like, okay, yeah, I'm out with my friends, I'm going to school or whatever, working my job, and it's just like just the day in and day out like activities, like they have you, right?
Yeah.
And when you don't get a chance to really think about it unless like there's something really like that prominent that just shows up out of nowhere kind of thing, or because I know I'm like notorious for doing this, but ignoring signs of like medical problems.
Oh yeah.
Right? And just brushing it off. Oh no, it's okay. Like I'm young. I'll be over it. Like it's okay.
And when you tell your family about it, they'll be like, "Tum to abhi jawan hai, tumhe kuch nahi hui." Like, but everybody, it doesn't matter what age, you'll get those things, right?
Yeah, no, and I think that's also like the kind of toxic thing where we're just like, oh yeah, you're so young, like you'll get over it, right?
Yeah, like,
and especially
no,
like I know when we're like talking, because I know like what no one tells you is like once you hit your 20s, like all of a sudden you start feeling things.
Oh my god, yes.
like pain. And that's something that nobody tells you. I tell you, like the second I turned 20, all of a sudden back pain came out of nowhere. Like my legs are in pain.
Body
more
changes.
Often, right? And that's the thing, your body changes, right?
Yeah.
It never just stays the same for the rest of your life. And I know like we're talking as if we're like in our 60s, but like this is the time where you start seeing changes in your body as well. And like that you are actually aging, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I know when we're talking about it and like I'm just like, oh dang, like my back's starting to hurt, right? But and then like you just mention it amongst a group of adults, they're like, oh, you have no idea, tumhe kya pata hai kuch
like, tum to jaan hai, hama age dekho, like, dude, doesn't matter, you'll get it either way.
I know. So yeah, again, like this is just something we need to like also like just take a second to think about, right? Like if you're having back pain, what can you do to reduce that, right? Like what, like have you visited a doctor, right? First question, when was the last time you guys have went for a medical checkup?
Oh my goodness. I have not been to the doctor since, I would say, since 2021. I haven't been to the doctor.
2 years ago.
2 years ago? I haven't been to the doctor.
Just for like a regular
checkup, I haven't been since then. And then even to the dentist, I haven't been to the dentist for like 70 years.
See, things we could work on for the future.
Yeah.
No, and I totally get that though, because even me, like I'm sitting here laughing, but I also know I'm laughing because it's true, because I do the same thing too.
Oh, yeah.
Put it off for as long. And I think the thing is we go by, oh, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Right?
If it's okay.
Exactly.
Just leave it alone.
No, and I totally get that, because even me, like, unless, like, I'm in actual pain where I can't physically function, then it's like, okay, now I gotta take a second, right?
My nanny would say, jab atke lage, tab jawe. Tab sab koi jawe. And it's just like, wow.
And that's the thing.
But my nanny never applies it to herself. But she applies it to everybody else.
But see, that's the thing. We need to apply going to the doctor a little bit more often.
Yeah.
But yeah, simple things to check in on as well. Not that, like, we're all, like, just going through medical conditions like right that very second, right? Like you don't need to have a medical condition or a medical issue to have to end up at the doctor's, right? If you're going through some pain or whatever. But think about the simple things about your physical health too, like the basics, right? What do you think are the most common health issues for youth?
Like headaches is like another one. Headaches, not sleeping, having trouble sleeping, waking up in the morning just because of causes sleeping, lack of sleep, staying out late can cause that too, kind of thing.
Yeah. So the most common health issues, when I was doing my little research, it's actually mental health, obviously. Substance use is another common health issue. Nutrition. Nutrition was a big one as well as sexual health. And these are all things that were most common in youth, right? So these issues that we've been like commonly around the globe, these are just issues that youth face. And I get it because like when we think about our nutrition too, youth are like, I mean like
junk food all the time.
If I had to say, like, I do not eat the best, I do not. I think I'm doing better in some days, but no, don't eat the best. So it's like, okay, what's one thing you could think of, just to like kind of, just see like, where's your nutrition at? When was the last time you had a full meal, and what was it?
When I had a full meal, I think it was yesterday. It wasn't even home food on top of it. Like a proper home food, like home cooked meal I've had was I think like a week ago at my nanny's house, and that's pretty much it.
See?
And then yesterday I had like outside food, like I had sushi.
See the accessibility to like fast food? That's just really bad too, because I'm guilty of it as well. I will say
Uber
I'm
Eats,
just
like every other
admitting
day.
to everything right now.
Yeah, like Uber Eats every other day at the doorstep. Great.
So easy, and that's the
Don't need to leave home.
too. But see, that's the thing. It's like, when was your last full meal? And then what was it? Was it actually something good or was it not, right?
Yeah.
But also, like, have you drank enough water today?
Nope.
I could easily say no, too, because I probably should.
I don't even keep I used to, when I played sports in high school, I used to keep a water bottle with me almost every single day.
Yeah.
And my mom used to be like, there's so many water bottles in the house, and yet you keep going and buying new ones. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? But now, like, after high school, I do not keep a water bottle with me at all. When I need to be, no way. I do not.
I think the one thing that I have to do in order to be able to make sure I consume enough water is to keep it right in front of my face at all times.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
Of course.
To do these little things in your day to actually be able to make sure you nourish yourself how you need to. Whether that be like not eating like a chidia or just like eating properly and like drinking like enough water. Like, these are simple things that we should be doing,
right?
But we don't. And these are the things that our parents obviously like always tell us about too. Like, oh, you have to make sure you eat. Blah blah blah. It's like, okay, we get it. You're right. Like,
it's either having the bottle in front of me or having like a notification on our phone like you need to be drinking water. Like, get a water bottle.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion too, though, because there are a lot of apps that can help you track this sort of stuff.
But it kind of sucks like when you do like have like proper like nutrition apps or like apps to help you like with improving your health, they charge. I don't like.
I know
it
premium
sucks.
stuff.
Like premium stuff charges. Like when you're trying to help somebody, like I know you're trying to make money off the app, but like you got to think about like nowadays economy. No one's gonna be able to afford it.
No. One good app for tracking food, though, I will say, My Fitness Planner. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, that one is also a good one that I've been using for just a little bit. I'm not the best at using it. I'm not consistent, is what I should say. But it is something that could be very helpful if used properly and consistently. But yeah, that's like another basic way to check your health, making sure like you're getting enough food, enough water. Another thing, how have you been sleeping?
Terrible. Honestly,
sleep is a big problem for us.
I love sleep. Don't get me wrong. I can sleep through the whole day. You guys will think I'm dead.
Through a tufan too.
Yeah. Through a tufan. Like, I can sleep amazingly. But the thing is, waking up in the morning, it sucks. Like, I'll wake up and, like, I'll be up until, like, 3, 4 o'clock. If I have nothing to do the next day, I'll just be up until, like, 2, 3 o'clock, watching movies, being on FaceTime.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'll sleep until, like, 12, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
And just do the same thing if I have nothing to do. So, like, my sleep schedule, I started taking melatonin, but then I started looking at, like, how melatonin you shouldn't be taking as much, because then you're going to rely on it
Yeah.
as much because I don't like taking the tablets. I take the gummies, right? Because I'm a little child. I like eating candy. So I don't want to rely on it. So I try sleeping by myself, but it's hard. It's honestly so hard when you have like so much things going in your mind that like it blocks your sleeping in a way. And plus like if your body produces less melatonin, it is a good thing to take it, but there are natural ways to help you gain more melatonin, like help produce more melatonin.
Getting off your screens.
Oh yeah,
is also
and stop watching
way.
movies. If you
late
watch
at night.
movies,
No,
late
that's
at
an actual
night,
thing though. Like I know our parents say don't look at your phones all the time, but like when you're trying to sleep, like you actually shouldn't be on your phone. Like when you're in a dark room looking at your phone, that is actually more detrimental to your sleep than you think it is. Guilty, but
yeah, I know. Like I have to sleep in I have to sleep in a pitch dark room, but
no, and that's like, the thing. It's the darkness that produces the melatonin in our bodies, right? So yeah, that's your little science fact for today too. But just a couple other quick check-in questions that you could also ask yourself. What have you been doing for exercise? What has been stressing you out lately that could be affecting whether you've been getting enough food, getting enough sleep, getting enough exercise, right? What can you do to make yourself feel good? What can you do that you know would be good for yourself? Yeah. Right? True. Little things to keep in mind, of course. But yeah, just that was our little health check-in. Do you have anything else?
I mean, like, I know it's understandable, like, everybody's, like, schedule is different compared to, like, other people's that actually do have a healthier lifestyle. Yeah. So it's not going to change within a day. You have to take slow, like, small steps to change it. And like, maybe try, like, if you have a really, really busy schedule, maybe try keeping a water bottle with you everywhere. Like, just start that.
I feel like being mindful is the first step.
Being mindful.
As long as you're, like, aware that you need to like
screwing up your body, that you gotta fix it. Yeah. As long as you're aware of that.
Well, the first thing is acceptance, like that you are not doing what you need to do. Yeah, I feel like that's what
accept your bad habits first.
Yeah, and then work your way to it. Yeah. Yes. Obviously, it's a work in progress. I know me and Vangi have just admitted to like a lot of these things that we do. We're terrible at it, but again, working on it. But we'll work through it together, of course. But yeah, we've just run out of time for today. But with that being said, thank you all for joining us this week, and we'll all see you next week. Hope you had a chance to reflect and check in on your health after that conversation. Also, remember that this is your show too. So if you'd like to come to be a guest on the show or know someone that should be on the show, please feel free to reach out to us. Up next, we have some highlights of the Canadian Federation of Fiji Organizations' first ever Youth Business Conference. This was held last week on April 2nd, 2023 at the City Centre Library in Surrey. This was a free event for all students that aimed to connect youth directly to local businesses and professionals in order to network and gain mentorship opportunities. The following clips include some of the key mentors that were present and a little bit more about their backstories. If you'd like to reach out to CFOFO, you can reach out to them and connect via Facebook or Instagram at CFOFO_ or email them at info.cfofo@gmail.com.
So basically, my name is Rochelle. I go by she, her pronouns. And first of all, I always start off by saying I'm so grateful for my ancestors that traveled, like all of our ancestors, which is super cool, that traveled from Fiji. And my parents traveled from Fiji to Canada in the late 90s, and they settled here on the unceded and traditional territories of the Coast Salish peoples, which I'm so honored to have learned from, to grow from, and to live on and with. So that's me when I'm in my professional zone. Today I'm just chilling on a Sunday. What do I do? A couple of things. I did run for the municipal election with Brenda Locke and the Surrey Connect team as your only youth Fijian representative, which is super cool. Thank you for supporting me in October. I will be running again for the provincial election.
I'm not going to say as much as everybody else because this is not my forte. Mine's one-on-one. I'm a mortgage broker. Mine's sitting in a private room. So I've been in the financial industry about 33 years. I started with banking. My very first job was with RBC. So I did 20 years with RBC. I left the bank in 2008 and I became a broker. I'm very passionate. I'm an immigrant, so a lot of things I didn't get help with. When I was 23, I got my very first mortgage. We went in to see a broker, maybe a financial person at a bank, somewhere in King George. All I was told was sign here, and off you go. Nobody told me what I was getting into. I signed for a mortgage at 13.5% for a 5-year fixed. Couldn't make the payments, got a job, got a second job to make that ends meet, and I'm like, okay, this happened to me, it will never ever happen to anybody else. So what I did, I decided to be very good at what I should do. If I needed that information, I went out and educated myself. So if it came down to mutual funds, investments, insurance, lending, anything you can ask for, I got certification into it. So I did that for 20 years. My passion is to help other people. Nobody should be where I used to be. I was.
CIT after, yes.
PCIT.
Did 3 years, then I landed myself with corrections. I was in Vancouver, downtown, maximum jail. I looked after some of the guys, Air India bombers, Bindi Johal, some triad gangs, did that for 5 years. And then from there, I moved to the island. I was a tobacco enforcement officer, worked for Health Canada. I looked after the entire island. I was looking for smuggled cigarettes. So anywhere, we had a lot of cigarettes being smuggled back then from back east. Did that for 7 years. Before joining tobacco enforcement, I went to RCMP info session. I was here for maybe like 5 years in this country. I did the info session and thought to myself, I'm like, I'm an immigrant. I can't be a cop. So I stopped. I never wrote the exam. I just did the info. That was it. It took me 7 years to build up that courage to go back and apply for policing. I said I can do it. I did it. I passed all the exams. I went to Regina, did my 6 months. Minus 60 degrees. I've got tan skin. It's a tropical skin. I say, standing there in cold, oh my God. Any of you guys want to go join RCMP, I would highly encourage it. It tests your ability. It tests you who you are from inside. Right? Minus 60 degrees, you're standing out there in cold for like 2 hours, 3 hours. You're marching. Right? You're exercising. You're training in that cold. But then I came after 6 months. Started with the Surrey. Been here, as I said, 15 years now. Worked all over Surrey. I did youth. I was in schools. I did mental health. I was with Core 67, what we call it. Anytime you have mental health issues, we attend with a nurse. I went to robbery sections. Last 4 or 5 years, I was a detective for homicide and missing persons. So anytime people call in, my kid's missing or kid disappeared, abduction, I was looking after it. My job was to find it. We had a 95% success rate in finding people here in Surrey. Did that. Now I'm slowing down. I went the last couple of years out on a business. Pandemic hit, started making my own hand sanitizer, started going to places, selling my own sanitizer. From there, I got into opening my own store, janitorial supplies. I did that. I still have that store. Now I've got another brand, another line. I also do turmeric. So now, within the next maybe 6 months, when you go to grocery store, you'll see my product, organic, certified, Canadian from Fiji. So all the turmerics that I've currently have, about 10 grocery stores and juice companies that buy my turmeric. It's coming from Fiji Islands. It's certified, EcoCert, USDA, and in UK. So this is who I am.
Hello everyone! Today I'm with the lovely Jason Pillay, a fashion stylist and creative director, to ask him a few questions about his business and how he got started. Yeah, so we would love to know a bit more about your background, how did you get started, what's one thing that you've learned along the way, what's one thing that you wish you, in retrospect, could have done better.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I work as a stylist and a creative director, so basically what that means is I'm dressing people for a living, working with a lot of brands and artists and stuff like that, and helping them develop their visions and execute their visions, whether that's like clothing wise or and then I do also work in the film industry as a costume designer, so that's a fun thing, and it's been really fun doing that.
Is that something that you branched off of?
Yeah, like I think once I got into the fashion industry, I also was like, oh, I want to try the film industry too, because there's so much going on in there, and being in Vancouver, we have a lot of productions that are filming in Vancouver, so that was an avenue I wanted to take along in my journey of like being a business owner of my own business and freelancing and stuff like that. So that's been fun. I think like something I could have done differently. I think like when I first started out, I just really didn't know how to like run a business. I didn't really look at the process of it, what's going to happen. So I was like looking at all the jobs, and I was like, how do I deal with my finances and stuff like that? So I think that being a bit more clearer in my vision, I think I'm a more of like as you learn as you go person. Right. But I think that sometimes I could just be like, you could have planned this better and executed that better, but but again, you kind of learn from that journey. So.
Do you think a good advice to anyone who wants to start their own business or future entrepreneurs is kind of keep an open mind? Because you never know what experiences or what encounters can lead you to what avenues.
Yeah, I think that's like a huge thing because there's so much time and for trial and error usually because I think that you're gonna learn so many things. I feel like researching the brand, the industry that you're trying to get into, what skills and qualities you need as a business owner, and then that's how you're gonna learn. When you apply your knowledge and have your experiences, that's when you kind of learn the journey of it and kind of it helps you, think this is what I failed at, what can I do differently next time, and those kind of things. But I think it's a lot of figuring it out and meeting the right people and asking for help where you're needed and utilizing all of your resources and your mentors and your friends because your friends sometimes are you're the business owners too, and you can just hit them up and listen to people's stories and stuff like that.
Right, or they're just good for good emotional, moral support.
Emotional support, cry to them,
Right.
Yeah, because I think a big thing for me too was consistency. I was as a freelancer, am I gonna be working even if I'm not doing 9 to 5 anymore? And what's my schedule gonna be like? Because then sometimes I'd be working for 3 months, so busy, and all of a sudden I'm I don't have any client work for another 2-3 weeks, so
have to be okay with being uncomfortable.
Or sometimes you have unstable income, but sometimes you do have stable income, but there's always different, uncomfortable.
Right, yeah. Be uncomfortable and kind of be in the ebb and flow of things.
Totally, yeah.
So what's your final, I guess, one, quick advice to future entrepreneurs? If you could say one thing.
Yeah. I know we just talked about failure. Don't be afraid of failure, and just because someone says no to you doesn't mean you can't do it. And that's a huge thing for me too.
Yeah.
And don't focus on the problem. Always try to think of a solution.
Wise words from Jason Pillay, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Of course.
We ran out of time for today, but we hope you enjoyed our show as much as I did bringing it to you. If you missed our show today, you can always watch it again on Sunday at 4:30 p.m. in BC or 5:30 p.m. in Alberta. No matter what, the show is not complete without the support of our sponsors. So if you know someone who'd like to be supporting this youth show, you can talk to Camilla Singh at 604-537-5123. Please don't forget to watch our other shows as well, Fiji in Focus, on Tuesdays at 10 p.m., Thursdays at 2:30 p.m., and Sundays at 4 p.m. Asian Pulse TV on Wednesdays at 2:30 p.m., Thursdays at 8:30 p.m., and Saturdays at 5:30 p.m., as well as the Camilla Singh Talk Show on Mondays at 10 a.m. and repeats on Sundays at 5:30 p.m. All our shows are uploaded on YouTube as well, so please watch, share, and subscribe. Before I leave, I'll leave you here with these thoughts by Mark Twain. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. With that all being said, we hope you have a wonderful day and a great weekend. I'm your host, Shannon Permal, signing off.
Ain't fat, double shot your fingers, then you lean back. All out of state, 20 days, they never seen that. Ain't fat, double shot your fingers, then you lean back.